Hi guys, so here we are back again and getting onto a new page. This is a page we completed in the last video, and flicking through we come to the other side of that dictionary page. Now I haven't actually decided to do anything with this. On the other one I underlined some words in gold and I'm not totally mad about it, but I haven't decided what I want to do. There are some nice words on here, such as fairy tale, and on the other side we have facetiousness, which isn't quite such a nice one. So I don't know what I want to do, so I'm just going to leave it for now. This page is done, it's just got some stamping on it, and the next page we're doing is this one. And on this one we are doing a pocket. Now, on the other book I actually used a piece of printed ephemera for the pocket, but for this one I want to use this die cut that I have. It came out of a packet of die cuts and it is very, very pretty. So I'm going to ink up the edges of that. It's going to make this page actually quite fast to do. That's not why I'm using it, but it's just a fact. Now, this won't take long at all. Oh look, is that a piece that's supposed to come out? I think it is. Hey. There we go. And because this is going to be a tuck spot, it's not going to be seen on the back, so I'm not even going to touch the back of it. We only just want the bare edges on the front of it done. Get in there. That's that. Maybe just a quick light. No. The nice thing about these is that it's a coated cardstock, so I can take it back fairly easily with the this dressings if I do make a mistake. That's that. Glue it down. Leaving the top of it open and the side of it open. So I'm actually going to glue all of the stems because we won't be using it anyway. That's that. Voila. A tuck spot. I'm just looking to see where we had a quote last, and I think I could actually get one in here quite nicely. Just to choose which one. And I think I want Louisa May Alcott one. There, that's lovely. I'll just double check and see what else I have. Too long anyway. Okay, so there's still some nice ones there, but this is my favourite one out of what's left. You have so many extraordinary gifts. How can you expect to live an ordinary life? That's Louisa May Alcott. Okay, so I think that will fit, whoops, nicely just there. Yes, that's actually perfect. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit more off the top. Don't know why I left them so wide across the top in the first place, but at least I left them too wide and not too narrow, I suppose. Take off that nasty sharp bit. Lovely. Okay, so I need to ink this as well. Just a very quick swipe across the middle of it, as per usual. And I actually printed these in 2 different colours as well. So I did half of them in a sepia tone and I did half of them black, so that there'll be a little variation in how they look at the very least. So that's that. Some glue on it. Quickly. Never realised as I started doing these videos how long it takes me to glue something. So unnecessarily long. I suppose when I'm not doing a video it doesn't really matter, does it? Anyway. Here we go. Oops, come back. Yeah, I actually really like that quote. Something we should all realise for ourselves, I guess. Let's take this out so that I can get a good burnish on that. No, I'm after tearing it. What a ninny. What a ninny. Going to try and get it back into place. It's not going to look perfect, but as this is a vintage journal, I tend to embrace things like this. Especially seeing as how the look I want is that somebody put it together as opposed to it being manufactured. And people are fallible. Yeah, okay, so that's not perfect, but it does look authentic. Okay, so I'm going to leave that at that. If I do end up very unhappy with it, and it's entirely possible, I will put something over it. There we go. So that was that, very simply. And these are the pieces that I have chosen to go into this tuck. Now they are hiding the quote slightly, but that's okay. Just means you have to go searching for the wisdom. Yeah. That was in here. Where's that going to? Yeah. There we go. Okay, and on to our music paper page. Okay, so for this I have very pretty vintage style cupcake wrapper that I have flattened out and teed out, and I'm going to stick it onto the page. The page is my Irish accent coming out like, my Cork accent. For those of you who don't live in Ireland, the Irish accent probably sounds the same no matter who's speaking it, but somebody living in Ireland, each town has its own accent. So, although mine is quite generic, I think. Still obviously from the Cork region, but not necessarily, you wouldn't necessarily pick out my town by my accent. Okay. So, it's going down here. Like that. And instead of trimming this first, I'm actually going to glue it on first and then trim it, because it's such a big piece. There's a lot of room for error if I were to trim it first. And this is going to take a lot of glue. Not a lot of glue, just a lot of gluing. I'm putting a very light layer of glue on. I don't want globs, or at least as few as possible, but I still want a good layer of glue in there. I don't want to miss bits, but obviously the more important bits are the ones down at the bottom, or sorry, the ones at the edge. What am I saying? Because all the edges really do need to be glued down fairly well. Dimpity dimp. Oops. And this is another one of those things, like, it's like napkins. You get some really, really pretty patterns and things on them. You get them for, you know, fairly cheap. If you were to buy a paper pack with these patterns on them, you'd pay a lot more money for it. So, and plus you have to get a bit more inventive when you have to use smaller pieces or pieces that are circular, or, you know. Okay, so let's try that for size. I'm sorry that I'm missing out the little acanthus leaf here on the bottom, but there's not a whole lot I can do about it. I was just going to flatten that out again, and like, oh, I'm a silly. I will actually flatten it out, but I'll make sure I have my wax paper under it. On the other side, like that. Okay, so I'm going to get a kitchen paper here, and I'm going to try and get this down really, really flat. As flat as I can. I like how it looks when it's well burnished onto it. Again, I'm going to use my burnisher to scrape some of that glue out of the way. Without tearing it this time, hopefully. I wonder if the cling wrap method that I used for the napkin would work for something like this. I'm sure it would, actually. Okay. Ooh, lovely. And I'm going to trim this straight away while it is still wet, simply because if I don't, it's going to get stuck everywhere on me. Of course, that necessitates finding my scissors. Now, I'm not too worried about bringing this all the way over to the edge of the fold because it's extremely thin. It's not going to add bulk as such, so yeah. That is quite lovely. And I have a decorative strip to go across here. Now, which way do I do this? This way. Just need to ink the edge of this very quickly. The rest of it is inked, it's just that I had cut it. And that is going across here. And I'm leaving a little bit of a gap there, not much. Just there, okay. More glue. More glue! Seems like the harder I try with these things, the more problems I run into sometimes. The harder I try to get it really nice and flat and smooth, the more I create hassle for myself. Like tearing them or, oh, just... The trials of a crafter. The trials of a crafter. Let's get this sucker down. And there are my dogs looking to come in again. They're always looking for something. I'm actually going to go the other way with this because it's upside down. Now, it doesn't really matter which way I go with it. There wasn't a particular reason for it. Okay. Now I do have a quote on the opposite page, but I'm still going to put the quote that I had chosen on here. And it is a Paramahansa Yogananda quote, and it says, "All knowledge comes from the inner source, from the limitless soul. In you lies the seat of all knowledge." Very deep, very spiritual, and I would suspect very true. Just trimming off the top of this again. I should have done this before I started the video, guys. I am sorry. Takes a lot of concentration, you know. Okay, so that'll go there. Yeah, that's good. Maybe just a tiny, tiny touch more off of here. Okie doke. Inkly ink. The light is starting to get quite low outside now, so I think this is the end of it for tonight. It'll give me a chance to get some editing done anyway. And because I'm recording these kind of back to back as I'm doing them, but doing them in sections, I don't actually know how many sections there are going to be. But we're not that far from the end of the pages. So, you know, there won't be too many more at least. And hooray, hurrah, job done. Let me get this back. Oops, comes back. I still haven't done the ruffle on this, but I will. That is the wrong way around. Well done, Rose. This is how it goes. Yeah. So you can start to see it filling up. It's getting nice and chunky. Okay, so that's what we did tonight. And I hope you enjoyed, as always, and I hope you'll join me again for the next one, as always. And do leave a comment if you have anything to contribute or critique or whatever. Any questions or requests, let me know in the comments below as well. And hopefully I'll talk to you soon, guys. Bye!